Hi everyone, today we are going to make cold brew coffee. Yes, it's so simple, it tastes so good. Let's start with our coffee and water. So we have a half a cup of coffee beans for 500 mLs, about 17 ounces of water. So obviously these are whole beans, they need to be ground. They need to be ground up to a coarse level. So I'm putting it in my Nutribullet. And I'm going to mill these beans. I'm not using the blender blade, I'm using the milling blade. Okay, so I've got my Nutribullet here. And I'm taking a peek every so often to see how coarse the coffee grounds are. I'm taking a look and then going over it again until it gets to my desired coarseness level. Okay, so I'm good now. So I'm just going to slap out the rest of the grounds that are stuck in the blade there. And this is what the grounds look like, nice and coarse. And as you can see, there's some bigger ones, kind of look like pebbles. It doesn't matter. There's so much margin of error for cold brew coffee. So I've got this mason jar here, and I'm going to put my coffee grinds in there. Okay, so it's all in there. And now I'm going to put that water inside. It might be 500 mLs, it might be 490, it might be 510. It really doesn't matter. Just keep it, kind of consistent. And now I'm putting on the lid, making sure it's nice and secure. And I'm inverting it to make sure that all the water reaches all the different grinds that are in there. So you can see it's blooming, things are happening, the process is starting. But this is cold brew. It needs to be super cold. So we're going to put it in the fridge for 12 hours at least, up to 24 hours. See, a big long window of time. I left mine in for about 22 hours. Now it's time for me to strain it. So there are lots of, coffee grinds obviously in there. We don't want to drink that. So I'm first straining it with your typical strainer, a sieve if you want to call it that. And as you can see, I was kind of like shaking the jar to make sure that all the water or coffee comes out. So I'm able to get the most out of this. So when I'm done, I can put the coffee grinds in, throw it away later on. All right, so we can see it's a bit cloudy looking. It's not ready to drink. We need to filter it some more. So we're going to filter it with a coffee filter, but first I'm going to use a funnel, a canning funnel. You don't need to. I didn't have this at first. You can just use a paper, but the canning funnel makes it easier. So just go ahead and get one of those. Anyway, so in the funnel, I'm putting the paper filter. All right, and so now it's time to filter out our fresh batch of cold brew coffee, okay? So you want to pour it out nice and slowly because we don't want to rip or tear the coffee filter, right? Obviously, we don't want to do that. So do it nice and slowly. All right. And so speaking of slow, it does take a long time to filter out everything. It takes about 30 minutes, so go run an errand, go do some chores, and come back to it. That's what I did. And so everything, all the water or the coffee is in the mason jar. You can see the little remnant bits over there. So all that's been filtered out, which is excellent. So what I'm going to do now is put on the lid. If I didn't feel like drinking coffee right now, I could put this in the fridge. I can keep it in there for up to 10 days, so that's great. But I wanted to have some now, so I took it out of the refrigerator. I got myself a glass. I put some ice cubes in. Sometimes I do that. Mostly I don't because I like the strong taste. And so it's ready to drink, and that's really it. And cold brew coffee, the coffee is so smooth. It's almost chocolatey, almost sweet tasting. It tastes so great. Make this for the summer. You can do it. It's easy. Make as many batches as you like, okay? So that's how we do cold brew coffee here. So thanks again for watching Yay Fun Times. I'll have more videos coming out soon. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.